Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Joseph Stephen Carapzas Paduano, Chairperson of the Committee on Public Accounts, to deliver his sponsorship speech.
Representative Paduano is recognized to deliver his sponsorship speech.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Mr. Speaker, before I proceed, once again, let me remind my co-chair, Chairman Abante and Chairman Dan Fernandez, for not once again following our agreement for not exceeding at least the maximum 10 minutes in their speech. Mr. Speaker, at the outset, I would like to express my gratitude to the leadership for allowing me to be a part of this endeavor, which I believe will greatly contribute to the nation. It is truly a great privilege to serve the country. The Joint Committee has conducted 13 public hearings and has obtained numerous testimonies of witnesses and documentary evidence in the course of its inquiry. After a thorough review of the pertinent information within each possession, the Joint Committee has identified compelling evidence that necessitates prompt and decisive legal action. On the part of the Committee on Public Accounts, this began with this investigation into the anomalous property transactions in Mexico, Pampanga, particularly those involving former Mayor Teddy Tumang and his assistant, Mr. Roy Gomez. It is now still at large because of the contempt order coming from my committee. The name of a certain Eddie Tayang surfaced, who sold land to the municipality of Mexico, Pampanga, at artificially inflated prices. In collusion with the local officials, Mr. Yang purchased agricultural land, then had it reclassified as commercial, industrial, to increase its value despite lacking the necessary legal requirements. To give you an idea, Mr. Speaker, the parcel measures 10,000 square meters as the lot was classified as agricultural. At the time Mr. Yang acquisition, its price per square meter was approximately 300 pesos, consistent with the prevailing rates for agricultural land in the area. With the lot reclassified as industrial, Mr. Yang sold it to the municipality for 29,500,000 pesos or 2,700 pesos per square meter. This is why we investigated this issue and discovered that it has long been a modus operandi within agricultural lands are classified without following the proper process. In our investigation, Mr. Speaker, we summoned Mr. Tayang, and he claimed to be a legitimate businessman and a natural-born Filipino. However, when we asked him for documents, he was unable to provide any documents and eventually stopped attending the hearings. With the assistance of various government agencies, we later discovered that Mr. Yang held a Chinese passport under the name Jia Jingyang. This is where a suspicion began that there are Chinese nationals who falsified their citizenship in order to purchase land and establish businesses in the Philippines. Eventually, we proved that we are not mistaken. The Committee on Public Accounts investigation into Mr. Teddy Yang, Mr. Roy Gomez, and the former mayor, Mayor Teddy Tumang, uncovered a network of illicit activities that pose a significant threat to our national security and economy. Additional investigation have linked Mr. Yang to Mr. Willie Ong as a suspected drug trafficker. In 2023, a warehouse located in Mexico, Pampanga was raided, resulting in the seizure of approximately 3.6 billion worth of shabu. This warehouse belongs to Empire 999, and the land where the drug warehouse was constructed was previously owned by the Tumang family. Records from the Land Registration Authority reveal that Ong, Tayang, and Empire 999 have acquired at least 320 land holdings across the country in violation of the constitutional limitation on land ownership. Mr. Speaker, former Mayor Teddy Tumang admitted meeting with Mr. Tayang several times and even went to China together for a business trip. Mayor Tumang likewise admitted knowing personally suspected drug lord Kai Kiming aka Willie Ong. Relevantly, the Anti-Money Laundering Council confirmed that Willie Ong and Mayor Teddy Tumang, through his company, the Morning Sun Industries, have conducted financial transactions with each other. Mr. Speaker, this is just the tip of the iceberg. As we have received numerous reports of similar cases happening across the country, the tactic involves falsifying Filipino citizenship to purchase land and establish businesses with these individuals, holding influence over certain local politicians who have sold their integrity to these illegal Chinese nationals. Because of the aforementioned findings, the Joint Committee came up with several remedial legislation to address the issues, and namely House Bill number 11043 and House Bill 11117, as mentioned by Chairman Ace Barbers. These bills are vital in addressing the growing threat posed by influx of foreign nationals involved in illegal activities, including those connected to the POGO industry and other forms of corruption. Through these legislative measures, we intend to strengthen our national security, uphold the integrity of our citizenship laws, and protect the Filipino people and our land from unlawful foreign influence. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I urge the members of this esteemed body to fully support these measures, and as they offer essential steps towards securing our national sovereignty, protecting our land resources, and ensuring the integrity of our citizenship laws. By enacting these measures, we take a strong stand against exploitation of our systems by foreign nationals and criminals, and we create lasting solutions to safeguard the interests of the Filipino people. Let us work together to protect our sovereignty, uphold justice, and strengthen the rule of law for the benefit of the future generation. Before I end, Mr. Speaker, once again, let me stress, for Chairman Barbers and myself, we are not running anymore in this forthcoming election. Ano po ang para sa amin? This is all about for the love of country, to protect the future generations. Kaya po, ang panawagan, tuloy ang Quadcom, tuloy ang laban. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, gathered, actions taken, and recommendations for remedial legislation concerning extrajudicial killings, illegal drugs, illegal Philippine offshore gaming operators, and anomalous transactions involving local government units in connection with these unlawful activities. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection to the motion of the Majority Leader? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Robert Ace Barbers, Chairperson of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs, for his sponsorship speech.
The Honorable Ace Barbers is recognized to deliver his speech.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Majority Leader. Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleagues and distinguished guests, it is my honor and privilege to stand before this august body to present the progress report of the Joint Committees on Dangerous Drugs, Public Order and Safety, Public Accounts, and Human Rights, or what is now popularly known as the Quad Committee. This report is not merely an account of our work, Mr. Speaker. It is a solemn commitment to uncovering the truth, upholding justice, and crafting meaningful legislative solutions to address the scourges of illegal drug proliferation, unlawful land acquisition by foreigners, crimes linked to Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGOs, and extrajudicial killings. The formation of the Quad Committee was inevitable. The House of Representatives, under the leadership of Speaker Martin Romualdez, recognized the complexities of these issues required a united and comprehensive approach. Thus, through House Resolution number 1880, the Quad Committee was brought to life. What began as a separate investigations by individual committees soon uncovered a web of interconnections, a Pandora's box of crimes and abuses that tested the very foundations of our institutions. One of the most alarming discoveries stemmed from a routine investigation into the 3.9 billion drug bust in San Jose Malino, Mexico, Pampanga. The probe unearthed the illicit operations of Empire 999, a company owned by foreign nationals masquerading as Filipino citizens. This led to the revelations of massive illegal land acquisitions involving hundreds of hectares of agricultural lands, in direct violation of our Constitution. It further exposed suspicious ties between local government officials and foreign syndicates, pointing to corruption and systemic exploitation. Mr. Speaker, our inquiry delved deeper into the operations of these entities and uncovered an even more sinister reality. Their connections to the illegal drug trade and organized crime activities facilitated by POGOs. What was initially presented as a revenue-generating industry has instead become a breeding ground for illegal activities such as human trafficking, money laundering, investment scams, cybercrimes, and even murder. Sa ating investigasyon, Mr. Speaker, ay nakita natin na ang modus operandi ng mga POGOs ay gumamit ng mga Pilipinong dummies bilang mga nominal na may-ari upang magtatag ng mga korporasyon na nagpapahintulot sa mga dayuhan na iwasan ang mga batas na naglilimita sa pagmamay-ari at operasyon sa mga industriya tulad ng gaming at real estate. Ang mga korporasyong ito ay may mga magkakaugnay na layers upang itago ang tunay na pinagmulan ng pondo at pagkakakilanlan ng mga operators na nagpapahirap sa mga otoridad na masubaybayan ang mga iligal na mga aktibidad. Mr. Speaker, ang mga POGOs na ito ay naguhugas ng pera mula sa mga krimen tulad ng human trafficking, illegal na pagsusugal, bentahan ng droga at cybercrimes sa pamamagitan ng pagpapadaan ng pondo sa mga bank account, pagbili ng ari-arian at iba pang mga instrumentong pinansyal na pinapalabas na lehitimong operasyon ng kanilang mga negosyo. Ang ganitong layering ay hindi lamang nagtatago sa iligal na pinagmulan ng pondo, kundi pinapaliit din ang binabayarang buwis at pinoprotektahan ang mga operator mula sa pagkakadiskubre. Mr. Speaker, karaniwang pinapadali ang mga iskim na ito ng mga tiwaling opisyal at empleyado ng ating gobyerno, ng ating mga regulatory agencies at mga institusyong pinansyal kapalit ng suhol na naglalagay sa peligro ng sistema ng batas at pananalapi sa ating bansa. But perhaps the most chilling revelations, Mr. Speaker, pertains to the extrajudicial killings that have scarred our nation's history. The investigations brought to light a harrowing narrative of abuse of power and institutional impunity during the Duterte administration. Witness testimonies corroborated by evidence revealed a system that incentivized the killing of suspected drug personalities, a system modeled after the so-called Davao template and replicated nationwide. Mr. Speaker, this is not merely a report of the past wrongdoings, but a call to action. The Quad Committee has responded by filing concrete legislative measures aimed at addressing the gaps in our legal framework. Number 1, House Bill number 10986, classifying and penalizing extrajudicial killings as heinous crime while providing reparations for its victims. Number 2, House Bill number 10987, prohibiting all forms of offshore gaming operations in the country with severe penalties for violations. Number 3, House Bill number 11043, allowing civil forfeiture of unlawfully acquired real estate properties by foreign nationals. Number 4, House Bill number 11117, providing for the administrative cancellation of birth certificates fraudulently obtained by foreign nationals. In addition to these proposed bills, Mr. Speaker, our inquiries have already yielded significant actions. Number 1, the Joint Committee inquiry prompted authorities to reopen investigations into the murders of Police General Wesley Barayuga, former Albuera Leyte Mayor Rolando Espinosa, and 3 Chinese nationals killed inside the Davao prison in Pinal Farm. 2, the certificate of registration of or incorporation of Empire 999 Realty Corporation was revoked by the SEC. Number 3, the Philippine passport of Mr. Kai Kimeng, also known as Mr. Willie Ong, and Yang Jiazheng, also known as A.D. Tai Yang, were canceled by the concerned government agencies. The findings of the Joint Committee led to the filing of legal cases against Go Waping, also known as Alice Leal Go, including charges of human trafficking and graft and corruption. Number 5, the chairperson of the PAOK directed the Anti-Money Laundering Council to file for court-issued fees orders or provisional asset preservation orders against assets linked to unlawful activities. These include the following corporations: Lucky South Limited Corporation, Whirlwind Corporation, Biancham Holdings and Trading Incorporated, Empire 999 Realty Corporation, Sunflare Industrial Supply Corporation, Yatay Industrial Park Incorporated, Mexico 999 Industry Realty and Development Corporation. These actions underscore the progress achieved through our investigations in addressing systemic crimes and abuses. We have also recommended, Mr. Speaker, amendments to relevant laws, including the Anti-Money Laundering Act, the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act, the Civil Registry Law, the Anti-Dummy Law, the Bank Secrecy Law, the new Philippine Passport Act, the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act, the Cybercrime Prevention Act, the Tariff and Customs Code, the Revised Corporation Code, and the Local Government Code, among others. Mr. Speaker, in total, we have recommended at least 30 proposed legislations And these measures aim to strengthen our legal frameworks and ensure that such abuses and misdeeds are prevented in the future. The Quadcom likewise recommends the filing of appropriate charges against the following. Number 1, personalities linked to the illegal drug trade, particularly those implicated in the seizure of 360 kilograms of shabu in Mexico, Pampanga. Kai Ki Meng, alias also known as Willie Ong, Yang Jiazheng, also known as Edi Taiyang, Mayor Teddy Tumang, and all the incorporators of Empire 999. Number 2, perpetrators of crimes against humanity under Section 6 of Republic Act 9851 or the Philippine Act on Crimes Against International Humanitarian Law, Genocide, and Other Crimes Against Humanity. Former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Senator Roland Bato de la Rosa, Senator Christopher Lawrence Bongo, former PNP Chief Oscar David Albayalde, former PNP Chief Debold Sinas, Police Colonel